yoke on them about keeping the law when you or your forefathers wasn't able to keep the law perfectly.
Yeah, that's it.
So now I'm going to read on. It said, but we believe that through the grace of the Lord, Yahweh HaMashiach, we shall be saved, even as they. Okay, which is the faith, grace of the Lord. Then all the multitude kept silence and gave audience to Barnabas and Paul, declaring what miracles and wonders the Most High had wrought among the Gentiles by them. And after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, Men and brethren, hearken unto me. Simeon hath declared how the Most High at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. Okay, and to this agree the words of the prophets, as it is written, after this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things, are known unto the Most High of all his works from the beginning of the world.
There you go. So you have to understand, it's faith what's going to get us through this, man. Any more?
Yeah, wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to the Most High. Israelites.
That's right.
Among the which are from among the Gentiles. Because who was among the Gentiles? Israelites.
Who steps that?
Acts 15 and 19.
19.
Yeah. From among the Gentiles are turned to the Most High. Right? Meaning it's not trying to, hey brother, are you keeping the law? He doesn't even know what this is about.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't know what this is about. You first swallow down your Hawashai. You know what I'm saying? Get the faith, get that zeal, get that faith, get that fear of the Lord, get the fear of the judgment, and then that's gonna push you to keeping the law.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll read it on. But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. For Moses of old time have in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day. Right? So Peter gave them little things not to do. Like don't eat things from blood.
Yep.
Don't eat nothing that's been strangled. Okay, what else? He said, abstain from pollutions of idols and fornication, which is like adultery, which are people are heavily known for. So, them little things there, keep those things. But as for high-ranking things, like leave that out for now.
Colossians 2 and 16. But that goes with what that scripture says. I'll read that one.
This is Judges 5 and 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers.
And notice it says delivered, man. That elect and 1/3. Continue.
They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
There you go. Now read that bit again about rehearsal.
They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water.
That's our captivity, man. Alright, continue.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
See, a rehearsal. Now, is a rehearsal perfect? No, you're going to make mistakes, man. So, after a while, the Spirit will convict you to do that. But we're going to bring out that scripture again because this is what Paul was saying to our rock-headed people, man. Alright?
You know, let me start from
start early, yeah?
some meetings and stories.
Okay, go on.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 10. And ye are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power, in whom also ye are circumcised with the circumcision made without hands.
That's right.
Which is what? In putting off the body of the sins of the flesh by the circumcision of Hamashiach. Okay, so that's the circumcision where you've been made a new man.
Yeah.
Okay, your inward man has been circumcised, your mind has been circumcised, been made holy, sanctified, ready for the Most High's good use. Buried with him in baptism, okay, wherein also ye are risen with him through the faith of the operation of the Most High, who have raised him from the dead, right? Because this is also a spiritual resurrection. We've spiritually been raised up, okay, through the belief in Yahweh Shai, okay, which is deep. This is really deep. All right, because the reason, right? Because we didn't keep the law because we didn't have faith.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't have faith. Like when we came out of captivity in Egypt, we straight away we fell off from the law. And all of a sudden, idolatry and everything like that. And then the Most High to destroy of that generation in the wilderness. Why? Because of the lack of faith. Yeah. They didn't believe in the promised land. Okay. Now, what was I gonna say? Now, saying that.
Gradual thing. You're saying it's a gradual thing.
Stepping stone, man.
Yeah, it's like a gradual thing where, oh shit, it's left on red.
That's alright. That happens to me, believe me, man. Alright. But basically he's saying that look, this is a gradual process. Alright. Don't let them bombard you if you gotta do this, where's your fringes. I mean
that's the scripture says, let no man judge you in meats.
That's it, yeah.
I'm gonna read into it.
You got it.
Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that the Most High, through believing in Yahweh Shai, is leading us to perfect the keeping of the law. Alright? Because back then they fell off because of faith. Now faith is bringing us onto Yahweh Shai. They said, excuse me. Colossians chapter 2, verse 12, buried with him in baptism, wherein also ye are risen with him through the faith of the operation of the Most High, who raised him from the dead. And you, being dead in your sins, and the uncircumcision of your flesh, have he quickened together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to the cross, right? Because the law was contrary to us, contrary to our nature. So he said, listen, you're not saved by the first covenant, which is the keeping of the law. If you keep the law, blessings will come upon you.
Yeah.
Don't keep the law, curses come upon you. So the law in itself was a curse.
That's true.
So the Most High nailed that covenant to the cross and said, listen, you're saved by another means, which is through faith.
That's right.
You're saved through belief in me. That's how you're going to make it. Because by the law, you ain't going to keep it perfect, because it's contrary to you. Alright? You're going to go off eventually. You've done it before, like it's been historically proven.
Yeah.
Like, read the book of Judges, like time and time again.
Yeah, it's true.
In and out of captivity. It's in and out. It's, you know. So it showed us, in fact, it told you in Galatians that.
Oh, wait. What's that scripture one?
Yeah, hold on. Nailing it to the cross and having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or the new moon or the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Hamashiach. Right.
That's right.
Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshipping of angels, intruding into those things which ye have not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind.
So you're not supposed to bombard them and say this and that. Paul gave them a set guideline. Stay away from idols. What's the other one? Viciousness, fornication. That's just a guideline. But the more they grow, and you need teachers as well, man. Hey, you got the precept?
Yeah, this is Romans 3 and 23. It says, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yahweh. Being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, whom Yahweh have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood to declare his righteousness.
It's like it when it says redemption, the Lord brought us back. Like when you go to a shop, you redeem something, take it back.
For the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of Yahweh, to declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just, and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahweh Shai. Where is boasting then? Is it excluded by what? Is it excluded by what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith.
There you go, the law of what?
Faith.
Faith. Okay?
Therefore we conclude that man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law.
There you go, man. And we
Can
walk.
I just ask you something?
Yeah.
If somebody don't believe in the Bible, our Shai, our don't believe, is there no point even wasting your breath with him?
Yeah. Pointless, man.
No point. If somebody don't believe in anything, they believe in Egyptology, they believe in whatever, is there not even no point wait like
Oh, you mean to minister to them?
yeah, to even discuss with them?
Well, look. In this time we're at now, the Lord wants us to. Our people are waking up, but also to warn them. You know, you get that one. Ezekiel 3:17. So you tell them once, tell them twice. If they're not interested, leave it, man. We have to go to the people that want to know. And it's not we going in; the Spirit brings them in. It's just gotta keep moving. That's it. You gotta keep it moving, man. And remember we saw that scripture about your household. There you go, man. They're gonna make it even more difficult sometimes because they're your foes.
Ezekiel 3:17 says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
And why does it say just the house of Israel? Why doesn't it say Moab? House of Moab or house of Edom? No, it says the house of Israel, man. Continue.
It says, therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
There you go. So you have to give these people warning, but if they don't believe, they don't believe. But continue, there's more there.
Verse 18 says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
And that wicked is talking about our people, man. All right, Jeremiah 5:26. Our people are out doing the deeds of the wicked. Continue.
And thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
And when it says iniquity, it's talking about sin, constantly sinning. Sin upon sin, man. All right, finish up.
Verse 19. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
There you go. So you want your soul to be delivered? Tell them they're Israelites, warn them of what's coming, and leave it, man. Because it's down to the Heavenly Father, the Spirit. Got that one?
Titus chapter 3, verse 9. It says, but avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, but they are unprofitable and vain, because I said avoid foolish questions, right? And genealogies. How can you prove you're Israelite? None of us do.
Yeah.
The only record is the scriptures. This is our record. Exactly. Deuteronomy 28. Who does that apply to? Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty much the scriptures. Alright? What else? And strivings about the law. Because we're not saved by the first covenant. That's why Yahweh Shai came. Alright? Came to say, listen, I ain't come to destroy any part of this the Old Testament. I came to fulfill what was written about me in it.
Yeah.
So that's at the end.
Yeah, he came to fulfill, meaning there were certain aspects of the law and prophets that was concerning the Messiah. He came to fulfill those prophecies.
Right.
He didn't come to destroy any of them, because you have certain niggas back then that thought that by him saying, oh, I'm the son of God, that he's come to change something, he's come to destroy something. No, he didn't. He confirmed saying, listen, I ain't come to destroy none of that. Listen, right? I just came to fulfill that. I am the man. I am that guy. Right? But it says strivings about the law, because it's all about faith. The whole point of the apostles was to get people to believe in Yahweh Shai.
He was following the old book.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
When he was crucified,
That's when it was given over to the disciples and the apostles.
Yeah.
They were living through the New Testament. They were saying, listen,
Yep.
and basically, because when Paul was going around, what was he teaching out? He was teaching out the Old Testament,
That's right.
out the law and the
So they had
prophets.
it.
Yeah,
That's it.
it actually tells you that he was reading out of the law and the prophets. It tells you that in Acts. Alright? So that's how he was teaching people about Yahushua, saying, listen, according to what Isaiah or what Moses said, the guy that died that was crucified, he's that guy. You know?
That's right.
That's how the church, the different churches of Asia Minor was set up. Alright? So it said,
I've got a question.
hold on, wait a minute. And strivings about the law, but they are unprofitable and vain. Exactly. So what profit are you doing always about the law?
Yeah.
So basically, Yahushua died in vain. Because you're trying to say through the law was saved. Then what's the point of Yahushua? What's the point for that?
That's right. That's right.
Well, Yahushua is the reason why he was created.
Right.
Like Yahushua is the reason why, because we're going off of the law.
That's right.
Okay, we can't, like I said earlier before, the circumstances that we're in right now, it's impossible for us to keep the law. So being that it's impossible, for one, we gotta look at one thing, we're in the flesh. Okay, and another thing too, what society are we under? We're under the so-called white man system where you gotta go by his laws. You gotta keep certain laws according to the scriptures to the best of our ability. All right, but then you can't keep other laws. That's why it also says in the scriptures, cursed be if you keep not all the laws. I'm roughly paraphrasing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we could keep the law, it's like here. If the law said, look, the only way you're gonna make it is only through the law, we would fail miserably. So this is why Yahushua has come to redeem us from what? Of the law, from sin.
That's right.
Yes, let's go back. This is the verse that back when he said, Galatians 3 verse 10. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. Right? So if you call yourself being under the works of the law, then you're underneath the curse, because if you don't continue in all the things which are written in the book of the law, that means you're underneath the curse, man. And you know IUIC, they ain't keeping the law perfectly.
You got lineups in the bed as well.
You don't even have to watch this. Just take one look and you can see that you ain't.
Yeah, you ain't keeping it yourself, man. You're just a hypocrite, man.
Right. So it says, but that no man is justified by the law in the sight of the Most High. It is evident, for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Alright? The Hamashiach have redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. Yeah, because the law was a curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree.
That's why they used to sacrifice. That's why they used to sacrifice for the Mashiach.
Yeah.
They got the law.
Sacrificing animals.
You can't do that now.
Yeah.
Because Yahushua, he was the last sacrifice.
That's it.
I've got a question.
That was
I've
it.
got a question. It's like you're avoiding my question.
No, it's just...
No, if you want someone to join your society,
No, just keep
you have to let people be able to ask questions. Because I don't understand why you're reading the Holy Bible.
Titus chapter
if you're
3,
Israelite, you're supposed to be reading the Tanakh,
verse 10.
the original
A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition
by a book
reject,
that's been written by the white man,
knowing that
and makes
he
you
that is
believe
such
that
is
that it's
subverted
right when it's not
and
right.
sinneth,
Instead, you're
being
reading something
condemned
that is
of
not,
himself.
that has been
Right,
written
so
to
going
make
back to
you
what you're saying about how if a guy
become
don't believe,
spelled,
if a guy believes
because
in
words are
theology or
spelled.
something else, a man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition.
Again, that's why you're not hearing me, because you already know what your mission is about.
That is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned.
And that's why you don't want to answer me.
You know, so you can try it once.
Yeah.
Usually just the demon.
I knew when he came up. As soon as he came out, looked at his eyes.
Yeah, I knew it's a demon, man.
As soon as the word comes out to be sown,
Smitten with madness.
the enemy tries to steal it. Almost stole it.
That's to zoom. That's in Matthews, isn't it? That's in Matthews, isn't it? But 13, man. Yeah, then come off the wicked one.
For a sec, you know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly. I got that.
Satan is always in the midst.
This is Romans 9 and 30. It says, what shall we say then? That the Gentiles which followed not after righteousness have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. But Israel, which followed after the law of righteousness, have not attained to the law of righteousness. Verse 32 says, wherefore, because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law, for they stumbled at that stumbling stone.
Because it was like a chore. We did it like it was keeping a chore. Like keep that law, keep like doing it like it was a chore.
Yeah.
Rather than keeping it through zeal and faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. Now we're keeping the law through faith and fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. Right then we weren't doing it through fear. We were doing it through he told me to do it, so I'm just doing it. Like my parents, Moses said we go and do it, so we go and do it.
Yeah.
We wasn't doing it through faith, and that's why we didn't attain to it. We kept going off.
Yeah, going off.
But now through Yahweh Shai, through faith in him and fear of that coming judgment of fire and perdition that the brothers hold it, that's what's making us to keep the law to the rehearsing to the best of our people.
That's it, man.
Through faith. Right? And that's what Paul's just trying to tell the Pharisees, say, listen, don't put that burden on them, you can keep it down source, man.
That's right.
That's why Yahshua told you, don't stone that woman that committed adultery.
Yeah.
Because you and your wicked niggas yourselves, man.
You know, to that woman, really, if you want to metaphorically break it down, that woman represents the whole house of Israel. Because Israel was going into different kingdoms, and because of their sins. And then because of that, they wound up worshiping other gods of the nations. So they became the whore unto those other nations.
Yeah, right. That's it, man. It's like a whore goes anywhere, man. That man, that's how we work. They're still doing voodoo over there in Sierra Leone, man. But then they wonder why they're suffering. That makes sense, man. Finish that, yeah? That's it. What's it called? It's a scripture in Matthew, something. Revelation, sorry, 22 and 14. Right? You got Hebrews 11 and 1, because it's all about faith, man. All right. You can read that whole chapter. Yeah? Hold that. Let me came back first.
Right, this is Revelation 22 and 14. It says, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life.
That's right. And notice it says tree. That's why the Bible's beautiful, man. When it talks about the branches cut off, etc. Everything links to one scripture to another. See?
And may enter through the gates into the city.
Right. That's what we want. We want to enter the kingdom of heaven so we don't have to deal with all of this rubbish, man. Any more?
Verse 15, it says, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
There you go. And that guy that was up here, he falls into that bracket, man. I saw that he was a demon, man. He was smiling and laughing. This is not a joke. Right?
You can see he's got some kind of mental issues.
Yeah, he got mental issues.
I've got a piece of it.
Oh, he said, what's it called? What one did we ask? You said to read the whole chapter? What was that? Hebrews or... Remember you said to read the whole chapter? Yeah, Hebrews 11.
What piece of it?
Alright, go on.
Hebrews 11 verse 1, yeah?
Yeah, Hebrews 11 verse 1.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report.
Yep.
Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Right. By faith, Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. The Most High testifieth of his gifts, and writing, he being dead yet speaketh. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because the Most High had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
There you go.
For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
There you go, man. Faith. It said faith.
Right.
Faith. That's the reoccurring theme, faith. Not by our work, so we're not gonna. And if you're gonna do that, then stop lining up your beard, stop wearing and the IUIC's got t-shirts with fringes. Yeah. Does it say thou shalt wear a t-shirt and put fringes on it? It says a garment down to the foot. Huh? Right? You know?
I'm going to the Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, but call to remembrance the former days in which after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of afflictions. Right? Because we were illuminated by this truth, and then we endured afflictions.
You know what that means? Whether you're Illuminati, brother. Oh shit. They're worshiping Satan. Because you got these clowns out there, they don't even know what these words even mean.
Yeah.
When you look at the word Illuminati means to be, enlightened or illuminated.